Joining me now, Republican Congressman from Iowa, Steve King. Congressman King joins us from Des Moines. Thanks so much for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jake. I appreciate it.
So let me ask you, Congressman, will you back Paul Ryan in his bid to continue serving as Speaker of the House?
Well, I don't know the answer to that yet. I believe I enjoy a good friendship and working relationship with Paul Ryan. I've had some success doing business with him. He's a person I like to work with, and we'll see how this unfolds. I think it makes a difference whether it's Hillary Clinton or whether it's Donald Trump that comes in as President of the United States, and what kind of an agenda Trump might push that could cause friction within the conference, or what kind of an agenda might be pushed by a Hillary Clinton. Now, for example, Paul Ryan signed a letter before he was elected Speaker that he wouldn't bring, I will call it an amnesty bill, before the House of Representatives as long as Barack Obama is president. Now, if he's willing to substitute Barack Obama for any other president within that commitment, that helps me get closer to being fully supportive of Paul Ryan.
Are there other people talking about running for Speaker that you're interested in hearing more from?
You know, I'm not hearing that, and some of that dialogue was taking place nearly 2 years ago as we build up to that time that John Boehner was challenged on the floor. I'm not hearing names right now, but I think too that having a meeting to plan what you will do after the election, it's hard to do that with the contingencies. I would say instead, we're going to know Tuesday night. If you want to have a meeting on Wednesday morning, Thursday, go ahead and do that, and then plan your strategy. It's a lot easier to see the path to follow with clarity when you know the results of the election. And I think, too, that with Paul Ryan, when he announced that he wouldn't go out and campaign for Trump or wouldn't defend him any longer, that press, that call that he made that he knew would go out to the press was the morning after debate number 2, when Donald Trump had a great night the night before. I don't know that he considered Trump's great debate night before he made his announcement at 9 o'clock the next morning. This is one of those similar circumstances, only the onus isn't on Paul Ryan this time. The onus is on others that may be making a commitment before they know the results of the election. And I just don't think we process very well on hypotheticals.
Well, you, after that Access Hollywood video came out in which Donald Trump bragged about being able to get away with grabbing women by their genitals, Ryan came forward. He said he could no longer defend Trump. And you said at the time that Ryan was dividing the Republican Party. Do you still feel that way?
Well, that event did divide the party. It gave members of Congress and candidates and Republicans license to walk back or away from Trump. And that was actually part of the directions that were made there. And I believe from well before that day, and I believe to this day, that we are joined at the hip with our nominee. You can't separate yourself from the nominee. If you're the Republican Party or the Democrat Party for that matter, you're joined at the hip. So the best thing you can do is support your candidate, lift your candidate up, and in doing so, that lifts up the House races and the Senate races. And I think that was a political miscalculation, and we'll see how this works on Tuesday night. But I've seen the pattern of this before enough to be convinced that, as I said, we're joined at the hip. We're going to have to ride with our nominee, and I'd rather be riding with Donald Trump than I would Hillary Clinton right now, Jake.
Congressman Steve King of Iowa. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.